I've known a little bit about the NBL just over the years, just hearing about it and people talking about it. But I didn't really hear what I'm hearing now until about when Larry took over. And once I started studying what was happening in that region, you start realizing what Larry was able to, create and actually build out over the time. And you look back now, it's like, man, I remember when he first started, it didn't look like that at that point in time, but to see the energy behind it right now is special. It's about how many eyeballs we can get into that part of the world, not just the league, but that part of the world. So it's very important for us to support the NBL, but also have an opportunity to get in from a ground level where you can have an opportunity to own your own team and build it from the ground up and be a part of an emerging market. That's the opportunity for me. NBL is definitely a serious league. I don't want nobody to think that it's just a makeshift league. I honestly think it's one of the top 2-3 leagues, in the whole world. The potential is there, the opportunity is there, the competition is there, and it'll continue to get better and better and better. And the development is there, it's proven. I think guys should look at the opportunity to play in Australia, an opportunity to experience a different culture at a young age. I don't think we get that opportunity at a young age to have those opportunities to go and be a part of a different culture. So that's also a different mindset that you have to have. But also, if you're serious about really developing your game, I think it all comes down to how serious you are to develop your game. Of course, you can make money playing basketball, but also, if you're not serious about developing your game, there's no need to go over there and even mess around. The NBL and the next stars, to me, is very different than a lot of other leagues. It allows a developmental team, a developmental program, where you're developing kids on a day-to-day basis to help them get to a professional job, right? So it's either you work hard here and you be able to play against other top talent around the world, other professional athletes at a young age, so you get in that competition, but also you have an opportunity to make the NBA, right? So for me, it's just about opening those floodgates on both sides and allowing it to flow easy. Everybody knows if you played against an Australian team, then you know the level of physicality, right? So the league speaks for itself as far as the culture, right? That's the culture of Australia. It's very rough, it's very tough, it's very physical when you talk about playing sports, right? And they pride themselves on that. Also, the game is fast. They play with a fast pace. It's already NBA, American style culture has infiltrated and also taught and learned over there, right? So it mirrors what's happening in the U.S. as far as the pace of the game, the speed of the game, the athleticism. It's a big difference when it comes to that. Playing against the Australian national team was always tough because it was always fun too, because you knew what type of game to expect. You knew it was going to be a dirty, physical, drawn-out game. You knew they was going to talk trash. You knew they was going to foul you. But you also knew they was going to compete, and they can play basketball, right? So you respected the Boomers when you played against them. I remember that game. I think that was the first playing against Melbourne. I think the first preseason game or something like that. And at that time, I'm like, who is this? Like, who are we about to play? But I also, because of that question, I also got a chance to see, oh, that's Larry, right? That's what he's doing. And so now you start seeing what's actually happening. But it was a good game. Like, they came over, they competed. A lot of times when those teams from other countries come and play in a preseason game against NBA, it's already a part of their actual season, right? So it's almost like a real game, a serious game for them. So they take it, I don't want to say a lot more serious, but they take it serious because it's a part of their overall strategy and what they're doing. With us, it's like training camp. We trying to get ready, first game. This is a warm-up game. Let's see where we at as a team. Whereas on the flip side of that, it's like, no, this is our opportunity to beat an NBA team, right? So that's the mindset. So I plan to, again, keep speaking out as far as opportunities, globalize the game of basketball, globalize the development side of basketball, but also bring more awareness and access and resources and experience, of being a player for 20 years and now being on the outside of the game. It's very helpful that Kenny Smith is a part of what we're actually trying to do and build this out, because he brings a different perspective to the game as well, right? He has his experience alone. I have 20 years of experience. He has 30, 40 years of experience when it comes to the game of basketball and the growth and the development of the basketball. He also has experience with his own academy, that, the Jet Academy, that he's already doing the work, right? So we needed somebody from that level of a former player who's been around it, who's been on TV and media, who understands the game, but also he's putting the work in himself. As an owner, you gotta listen. For me, it's about listening. I am going into almost, literally foreign territory where I don't know much about that region, right? So I gotta go in there open-minded and listen and put my feet on the ground and talk to the people and see what it's like to really be entrenched into the culture. Because when you building a team and you're an owner of a team, you wanted everything to be right, but you also want experiences to be great too. You want fan experiences, you want player experiences, you want organizational structure, you want organizational experiences. So if you're gonna build it, then we gotta build it the right way. Somebody asked me that, like, man, how does it feel to be New York Times bestseller, have that by your name? I forgot all about that. How does it feel to be an owner? I'm sure in 3 months I'll forget all about that. It's just, life just comes at you so fast, but I get a chance to really say, okay, I'm part of an ownership group, and I'm an owner of a brand new situation, a brand new organization, not here in my backyard, right? So I get a chance to make an impact from the ground up, from the beginning, in a whole different region of the world. So yes, it's pressure, because you want to do it right and you want to make sure that you have the best of the best, right? But it takes time, so you got to be patient too. I think just honesty, but also allowing myself to meet them where they're at, and not all the time forcing that younger generation to come over to my side, because they not ready for that. So as long as I can go back and meet them where they at and talk to them where they at and listen to them and allow them a safe space to speak and talk and develop at the same time, that's what I love to do, and that's where I feel like my biggest impact is. Have fun. Just enjoy it. Like, this is a draft. Like, this is an NBA draft. It's not so much about, the NBA draft, but it's the moment. Like, just cherish the moment. You worked hard to get to this position, to be in a situation where your name can be called number one, your name can be called number 7, your name can be called number 14, number 41, number 54. It doesn't matter, right? You here, and the ultimate goal was for you to get to that next level. I think the speed of the NBL, the trajectory of the NBL, and in 10 years, you're going to start seeing global games, and you're going to start seeing global all-star games. You're going to start seeing, like, NBL being the place that people want to come to host events and host things. It's like, I don't want to say it would be where the NBA is at, because the NBA been around for 75 years, but just the emergency and the emergence of that market in the NBL and the game of basketball, when people are gonna start actually wanting to spend more dollars into the advertising in the NBL, right? Because I do think nothing can top the NBA, but NBL will be right there. And it will be, I think the rest of the world will be able to see the NBL, right? From eyeballs and distribution and things like that. And I want to be a major part of one of those organizations that is pivotal in where the NBL goes. My elevator pitch is honesty. Listen, this is an opportunity that can change your life, right? For the better, if you are open to this opportunity. I can't tell you to be easy. I know there'll be challenges, but if you want your son to have the best, or if you want your son to have the best opportunity and you feel like it's not here, then take that chance. I'd rather you take the chance with something that's proven, although it's in a different part of the world, but I'd rather you take a chance with something that's proven as opposed to taking a chance with something that's not proven. If NBL and Next Stars is not even thought about, then you're doing something wrong. Like, and that's just all honesty, right? Because you have to give it an opportunity. You have to give it a chance. It is something that there's no more G League Ignite, so that program is done. So you have to give it some insight and a long observation on what this really is of going over there, because you have NBA, you have EuroLeague, you have OTE, right? But it's like you really have to consider the NBL like as an opportunity. I'm a fan of Australia. Like, I've always been a fan of Australia. So being able to get a chance to go over there and see where the level, from a basketball standpoint, where the level of play is at, the competition, to see the development that's happening over there, I'm excited about that. But I'm also excited to like just enjoy it. Like, I just want to enjoy Australia, have a good time, eat some good food, drink some good wine, go fishing. You know what I mean? Like, I want to enjoy it at the same time. Like, I don't really have nothing that I want to do, that I have to do. It's like I'm just gonna be open and enjoy it, Australia.